So let's talk a little bit about immigration, shall we?
Oh, boy.
I don't know if you know this, but it's a problem. I know some of our people in charge in this administration believe that the border is closed and we don't have a problem. But I think we do. I personally think we do have a problem at the border. And I know that a couple of governors, Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott here in Texas, have been shipping, migrants. I would like to just continue calling them illegal aliens, but apparently that's a horrific name now. You can't tag people with that. But they're shipping these migrants up north, and specifically the Martha's Vineyard case threw everything into a kilter. They got everything discombobulated. They had to get rid of them. There's no way that they could take. But the people on Martha's Vineyard were touched because of this. But you have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, get out.
Can't be here. So now the migrants who were flown to Martha's Vineyard are suing Ron DeSantis. Now, I don't really understand how that could happen, but it's a class action suit filed by the District of Massachusetts, which alleges the governor designed and executed a premeditated, fraudulent, and illegal scheme centered on exploiting the migrants for the sole purpose of advancing their own personal, financial, and political interests. Okay. All right. DeSantis has said, he said it's opportunistic activists. It's political theater. Yeah, I mean, no kidding. I feel like what we should do is just send them back. Send back them. Have a nice day. Take care. We've got this going on.
Yeah, well, by the way, DeSantis has already said, here's the consent form they signed. So see you in court, I guess. He's got a consent form that shows that they knew exactly what was going on. So
right.
Nice.
Well
played.
Yes.
Cover those bases. You got to stay a step ahead, man. Nice job.
And yes, thank you.
It's just these people on Martha's Vineyard, they have no idea what the border is like. In fact, we just finished with the fiscal year 2.1 million encounters. That's not even taking into account those that got away.
And we have 78 terror watch fugitives that have been apprehended at the border.
Again, not including those that got away.
Thank you.
Which I've seen estimates of, I think, what was it? Over 100,000 a month. Or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking at, they've logged, what is it, 2 million?
2.1
right?
that they've encountered.
Right.
Right. And so who knows how many got away? There's just no way to know. And no way to know if they're terrorists in those groups as well. We have a definitive list of all of the senators and representatives in D.C. that are for open borders. Because maybe you just start shipping them to their house.
I don't see why not.
I mean, you've got hundreds. There it is. Tim Young. Thank you, sir. Tim Young, friend of the program. Yes. I couldn't remember if we sent that in. Perfect. Love that tweet.
I mean, or how about we just send them back? Send them back. I have no problem with just sending them back. We're getting ourselves into a real problem, and they're even admitting it. There was an interview with a Venezuelan immigrant, lost soul, not an illegal, please. And he even says what is going to happen.
Soy venezolano, apoyo a mi gente de Venezuela, pero sé que esto lo que está haciendo está bien y está mal.
Support my people here in Venezuela.
Hay que equilibrar todo quién entra. ¿Entiende? Entonces,
They're seeking opportunity.
Está muy bien lo que está
Study
haciendo porque
and
vemos
move
gente
forward.
que queremos oportunidades, que queremos estudiar, queremos echar para adelante. Mi mensaje es que
Do you understand that many Americans here
I think the United States cannot take in all these people. What's your response to that, bro? What you got?
Claro, no es que yo estoy consciente, yo estoy
I'm aware.
consciente incluso.
I want the United States as
Yo
a bridge
quiero
to somewhere
Estados
else.
Unidos como un
But I know
puente
that this
hacia
mass
otro lado,
migration
güey.
will bring chaos.
Pero realmente
Wait,
estoy,
what?
estoy completamente que va a traer caos
he doesn't care.
nuestro
Nope.
Gonna get
Doesn't care
mine.
at all.
y no solamente venezolanos,
Not
es
just
la
Venezuelans,
política
it's
real.
All of us.
Y es mucho, y es
Peru,
mucho que va a
Chile.
invadir este país y
The
no van a
country
poder,
will
va a colapsar.
collapse.
This country will
Todo-
collapse.
La masa
Yeah.
trae problemas,
Will bring
multitud
problems.
trae problemas.
All
Y
bring
tú
problems.
unes diferentes personas con diferentes caracteres, no todos nos vamos
If
a
you
entender.
unite different people with
uniéndote
different
que no-
languages,
They don't
it'll-
understand each other. They
digamos,
won't talk to each other. They're just going to
su manera
fight.
de pensar, su
no,
manera-
the different
tienen
customs,
otra ideología, otros
different ways of
pensamientos muy
thinking, different
diferentes, y el choque.
ideologies. That brings a
El choque
clash,
cultural.
a cultural clash.
They're just going to fight.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Is happening here, bro.
Yep.
You just said it yourself.
Now, yesterday, our president,
Oh God,
Joseph Robinette Biden,
he's good,
right?
so good.
I said the other day he was awesome. I didn't use the other word. I'll just stick with some.
Yeah.
Apparently, there were some people online that thought I was going to go to use the word awful. No,
Whoa, where'd they get that?
I don't know. But he was giving a little press conference yesterday, and he was on his way out. And he gets asked, or they start yapping at him, and he cannot help himself. He cannot help himself. And his handlers are like, no, Joe, just keep going. No, Joe, just keep going.
Moving, keep
Just keep
moving.
going. Go out the door and close it. Go out the door and close it. But nope, he doesn't.
On the border, why is the border more overwhelmed under your watch, Mr. President?
Because there are 3 countries that are never have, there are fewer
Okay, wait.
immigrants coming from
There we
Central
go.
America and from Mexico. This is a totally different circumstance. What's on my watch now is Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua.
Okay.
And the ability to send them back to those states is not rational.
Why?
You could send them back and have them, we're working with Mexico and other countries to see if we can stop the flow. But that's the difference. Thank you.
Now watch this.
One more?
Migrants to Delaware, do you have any comment or response to that?
You should come visit. We have a beautiful shoreline.
Come visit. We have a beautiful shoreline, Delaware.
Yep, no problem. And I hope they do.
I hope they do. I hope they have
do.
sandals on, little
The
flip
man
flop action.
cannot help himself. He wants to come back and answer so bad.
When that door opens, you know there are a dozen people right out of view from us that are just like, yeah, come on, come on, old man. Grr.
Keep walking. Close the door.
We're
Keep
gonna
walking.
see a
Close the
hook
door.
next time. Pulling him
So there's
backstage.
got to be. There'll be at least a string on the other side of the door, so that when he opens it, it just kind of keeps closing and pushes him out. Because that's what Jill usually does. Jill usually puts her hand on his back, and off they go. All right, that's what happens. I do find it interesting that
Oh, he's bad.
we started out with, because there are 3 countries that never have. There are fewer immigrants coming from Central America and from Mexico. This is a totally different circumstance. What's on my watch now, you heard him say Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua. The ability to send them back to those states is not rational. I didn't hear why. You could send them back and have them, what we're moving with Mexico and other countries, to see if they can stop the flow. But that's the difference. Thank you. Oh, I don't. Doesn't really explain it to me. But hey, you can come visit. We have a beautiful shoreline. If you send them to Delaware, no problem. Don't worry about it.
I've got an idea. I know that Bill Gates is pro mass migration and open borders. Recently, there was a map published that showed all of the acreage that he owns. As you can see, there's
Oh yeah.
quite a bit going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got over 16,000 acres in Washington State. You could plop some aliens there. Look at that. 9,000 Idaho, 4,500 California. Look at 25,000 Arizona. New Mexico, 69,000. Nice. Let's see. 17,000. And I mean, just look at this. There you go. That's where you fly them. That's where you fly them to these acreages. I mean, how much is that? You do the math, Jeffy. I'll wait.
18 acres, 18, 19 acres,
You got
something
18,
like that.
19 acres
Yeah, something
worth
like that.
of land there. You could just
I could have added it wrong, but off the top of my head, I'm thinking 18.
you carried the one. You
Yeah,
got the 19.
I don't think about it. So, yeah, I mean, okay.
So in other words, there are options here for DeSantis and Abbott and Ducey on where to send the next plane loads.
I'm okay with, I don't know, not letting them in. Here's a thought. I'm okay with that. Turn around. Just hold up a sign. Turn around. Do not come. I believe that. I've heard those.
What
that phrase
could
before
okay
from our
okay?
vice
So you
president.
make this wild claim that like you're for turning them around and don't come in.
I mean, I've said before. I thought the wall that we should build should be almost an amusement park. And you set up a giant wall and you just come and you have restaurants and stuff. You bring the family and you can, have slingshots. And,
Yeah. I think the American people are getting to that point. They're getting absolutely fed up. And it's just amazing that it was completely ignored by the left until it literally landed in their backyard. And now we're talking about it. Thank you for starting the conversation. I know. Like Abbott busing them to New York and Washington and Chicago. That made the mayors upset. But DeSantis is like, you know what? Let's actually just drop it in a place where a whole bunch of liberal elites are. I mean, Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to take credit for that it was their idea. I mean, we've said it on this network before. Other people have said it online. I know, Trump wants to take credit for it. But DeSantis actually did it, right? DeSantis and Abbott actually did it. Let's get them up there and put them in their own lap. And it worked. It certainly stoked the fire.